Hello and welcome to Michelle Farms Agroforest. The last time you and I met, I started this farm and it came with some horses and some cattle and some sheep and stuff. And I pretty much just went horseback riding on my first video of this. Anyways, this is the house. I'm current. What is it? February? Okay. So basically, since the last video, I did go ahead and start this farm, and I've been working on it pretty well. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA here. Let's pull out my cell phone and look. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's zoom out a little bit so I can see better. So you can see that I started doing this farm. Right now, I currently have 2 fields of oats, and I'm growing those to feed the horses, which the horses are sitting right about here. And then I have 2 fields of sugarcane, which are these 2 right here. And that allows me to make money at this point. And then I originally only had 2 fields of corn so that I can so I can start making some silage and then some TMR. And so, but initially I bought, it was like, this is a pretty small field, and so I bought this one, but this one is so tight into the inside a fence line, and it's behind a whole bunch of stuff. We'll go look at it in a second. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and walk over there for a second. Let's go. I'll teleport. Scotty, beam me up. Anyways, I actually did have this field. I'm the one who planted the corn, so that's why you're seeing corn. And if you look, I think is that the entrance right there? Oh, that's not the entrance. The entrance is probably right over there. Yeah. And so it's a really small field. It's very difficult to put anything like your fertilizer in here. It's pretty difficult to get it in here, and there's railroad tracks just right over here. So yeah, I ended up ditching that idea, and it's behind a fence too, so you're pretty stuck at so I'm going to go ahead and let's go over here to this entrance here. So we have this field here right now. This is also the corn. So you notice the same height and everything like that. But so over here on the other side, by the edge of this corn, there's a road, and it takes you over to this field that's just right over here. Yeah, we have to cross the railroad tracks. And this can't be the one. Hold on, let me back up and see here. Oh, it's definitely not the one. I'm on the wrong side of the road. That's what it is. Oops. Okay, I'm surprised I went through that. So here you go. So I planted corn here. And so I ditched that other field because it was too difficult to handle. I mean, it's just too much work, whereas this one works perfect. So when you go and you look, you can see, so I've got corn here, and corn here. So 3 things of corn. And then, of course, I've got this one's grass. And this one is great because it gives me, a hay when I need hay for TMR. And when I don't need hay for TMR, I use the grass to go ahead and create the silage. Anyway, so let's go over here and check out. I'll go to the horse pen. In the horse pen, it needed water, so I went ahead and drilled a well. And so now we have a well sitting right here with perpetual water, and we got a little storage tank to store some of the water in. And so pretty much it gives itself water all the time. In here I've got, I'll just go ahead and get inside the truck, go ahead and give it some feed. So we'll dump out some more, says no spare capacity. So it's got oats in it right now, and I periodically just go ahead and give it oats. And then when this truck gets empty, I just go right over there to the grain bin, and I fill up with oats that I've got from my oat fields over there. So anyway, so let's get back out of here, and we'll go and take a look. We got, this is my plow. It's a big plow. I love how big that plow is. Over here, I went ahead and I get permanent delivery of seeds and things I need. So this is that multi-fruit station. This is where they deliver that stuff that I need right here. So I get multi-fruit. Anytime I need seeds or anytime I need fertilizer or things like that, they just deliver it right here. And I just get it right here on the farm. And this is where I get the stuff that I stored in the grain bins. And right now it looks like I got mineral feed. I had leftover mineral feed needed for TMR, and so that's what I got in there. I just sold my my oats, and I just sold my sugar cane. which is why I'm up to 7.2 million at this point. Now realize I started the game with 10 million, and I bought equipment and things I needed, and I went down to about 5 million, and at this point I'm back up to about 7 million. So I've gained about 2 million since I started this game. It's pretty cool map. If we go take a look over here, if I don't have the sheep anymore and I don't have the chickens, I went ahead and got rid of those. Mainly because of water issues. Like I said, there's the house. There were two shelters right over here. There's a waterfall right here. Those are we can look at later. But there were two shelters here. Initially, I sold this shelter because I wanted to put in a repeater station, but I didn't realize you can't buy it unless you are using precision farming. And right now, I'm not. This is the truck I was using for the sheep before I sold them, and right now. I'm not really using this one because this shelter is just not well located for anything that I'm working on. Like if you go back and look at the map, you can see where we're at right now with this little shelter, and here's the house. But there's another layer here that has a barn and a whole bunch of stuff, and then down here's the lowest layer. And all these things are all connected, even all the fields are all connected at this one little point right here. And so this is like the key junction for everything. And so this is the better place to have things stored, which you'll notice I have everything stored there. And we'll go check that out real quick here. So let's go down there and look. So like I said, we'll go on down to the and there's a little pond over here. Nobody's really using this pond. It's just a pond. Anyway, so like I said, here's the junction where everything meets. Down there's the grass field. Down over that direction is the cornfields, and that's the main fields over there. And then of course the horses are literally right there to my left. Anyways, okay, so we'll go over here to the to where the barn is, and again another multi-fruit station. Because this is where we get most of our multi-fruit now. I almost never get anything up above anymore. And then here, so these are the shelters that came with the game. I didn't buy any new ones. Right now, I currently have a use it for anything I don't have. It's why it's blue trailer. I've got two John Deere 8R tractors that can definitely go up and down any hill and pull any kind of thing. This one here, I was using it for the cows. But it was taking like 2 or 3 loads just to feed the cows daily, and so I ended up quit using it, and I'm using a bigger trailer now, which I'll show you in a minute. Here's the barn. This one's my forager machine that I use to either take when I cut the corn with it. I use it to get chaff, and I also use these. I have another one down below for the grass that I can use to make hay and get hay. And then, of course, these are all my implements. I got my multi-fruit planter that basically you can change out the discs and things like that and plant the various multi-fruit. This trailer, because it's yellow, I use to get chaff or anything that's like that comes off of like hay. I mean, off of oats, the chaff that comes off oats, or the stuff that comes off of corn. Almost never use this anymore. It basically, to be honest with you, the big huge plow that I have is really better. And you don't, because this planter over here does its own tillage in a way. This is not really needed. It's just sitting there. This is the header for the forager that we use for the corn fields, so that we can get the chaff or whatever off of. This is the header that we use for the sugar cane, and then this is the header that we use to just pick up stuff off the ground. Forage collector, it says there. This is the planter that we use for sugar cane, although the multi-fruit planter does do sugar cane as well, although I just got that. This one here plants, I think, 6 rows at a time. Right now it's folded up, whereas that one down there plants like 16 rows at a time, which is kind of cheating because, that's the whole point of sugarcane. It's very difficult. And this is my trailer that I use for lime. I couldn't think of the word. In the barn right now, I currently have my sprayer, which is a very large sprayer. I forget how big it is, but it's pretty massive. And then here's my combine. It's right. The header to the combine is up by the fields where we work. And so, right there. So there you go. There's the equipment that's up here on this level. Back on the first time I was playing the game, I went ahead and put my TMR right here, but I discovered that, if I cleared out some trees down here, so we'll come down here again, and this is another entrance that takes you up and down between these fields and over there where you buy your equipment. And then when you come up here next to the cattle field, it turned out I could cut some trees down, and this was pretty flat here, and so I was able to put my TMR mixer here. And so basically, now I got this tractor sitting next to a water hydrant, and it's basically just constantly filling the thing with water. And then this right here is this tractor has a trailer that has TMR in it, and so it's constantly feeding the cattle because, like I said, they eat a lot of food. I mean, I have like 60 or 80 head of cattle right now. So right here is my TMR maker, and like it's pretty full right now. This right here is silage that came from my silage maker, which I'll show you that in a minute. And of course, here's where you get your TMR. So yeah, so pretty much I got the cattle and the horses, and that's kind of how, so it's convenient. Everything is conveniently located for me. Now, like I said, right up there is where the barn is. And so we'll go ahead and come on back down again. This is the grass field I told you before. And I'm going to go over here. We're heading back towards the intersection that I was telling you about before. I have up here, I have my, like I said, the other forager. I got another forager right here. And then I've got my tractor. This is a smaller tractor that I use for cutting grass. And then there's my tedder back here to ted to dry out so I can have hay. And then so this one here is my mower header for the mower. This is the pickup header for the forager. And then this is the mowing header for the forager if I'm just going to get grass and not try to get hay. This right here is a silage factory. And so, yeah, you put in the ingredients, mostly the stuff off the corn goes in here, and I make that into notice this is a deeper green trailer and this is a light green trailer, so I put regular grass in this trailer, and then I put hay in this trailer. And so I have because sometimes I don't have, when I first started out this map, I didn't have room yet because I hadn't bought this one here holds a lot of stuff, but I didn't have room. And so initially I needed to keep some of the stuff in the trailer itself. And of course you can't put hay in a trailer that has grass in it. And so I needed a trailer that for each one of those, and I color coded them so that I could know which trailer to get when I was doing whatever I was going to do. There was a cattle barn right here, and that's where the cows were, right down in here. But I sold it, and so this is just a manure holder that I just have never, manure heap that I didn't get rid of it because I wasn't sure if it was linked to the other one or not, but probably not. One of these days I probably should empty it out and get rid of it. Anyway, so back here, like I said, we're at the lower level with the grass. There's the barn right there. They all feed, all of them do, like this intersection right here. So if I went where I was at just now for the grass, I go right here for the equipment, or I could go up here and go to the house, which is, here's when you cross this here, I could go left this way and go to where the corn is, or I could go up here, and again, right here's the horses. I could go up here, and now I'm up to where all the fields are at, and all the way in the back is oats. This right here is corn, and then if we go along the way, see, there's one of my horses right there. See? Yep. I think her name is Ellie. I forget her name. She was assigned a name. I didn't rename my horses this one. And then this is currently the Sugar King. See, yeah, Sugar Cane. There you go. Anyways, I did go the first time I went riding. We went riding up in some of the hills up there. I have gone riding some of the hills back over in here. I mean, there is a lot of hills to ride around back in here. It takes a little longer to get there because you have to cross a bridge and things like that. But it was a lot of fun doing the rides. I've been busy though. I've been trying to go ahead and get get things going. Oh yeah, one other thing about this that I was going to show you. So there is one more field that I showed you earlier. It's kind of like if you went down here, that's where the sheep were, right down there. But if you notice, there's a field down there too. Oh, it's over there. Anyways, that field, it's kind of linked as well. It's figuring out the little trails that go around here is pretty wild. Like for instance, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let me get down here. So this is that field that's got sugarcane in it. But if you look, this road right here, there's a road right here somewhere, right there. That will take you to where the sheep were, which I don't ever go that route very often anymore. This one also takes you to probably the same place. Anyways, what's interesting is now there's two roads here. You have to be careful because one of them takes you back up again to the house. Like this road right here will take you to the house, but it is a trek. It is a four-wheel drive road. I actually took a combine up this road. Can you imagine that? This is a pretty intense road. But and you don't realize it's there because it's sitting literally in this corner here of the edge of the field because the field's right over there. But this actually takes you over to where the cattle are. So you can come along. And of course, like I said, if you look up, you got all these cliffs. I can't really get a good look at it, maybe. Anyway. And so, and now, let's see, I think this road to the right will take you over to the equipment. The road to the left will take you to the cattle. And so let's go over to the equipment. So we'll take this road over to the equipment. And you cross this bridge. By the way, you'll notice there's the water going down into the little pond down there, which is weird. You'd think having all these ponds that they would had the cattle would have had access to the water. They would have went ahead and put the fencing next to the water so you wouldn't have to buy water, but they don't. And if I was to redo this again, I would definitely make sure it goes over the water. And here we are back to the barn again, and another stream running down as well. But I think this one's probably running down over to the waterfall that's down there somewhere. Anyway, no, I think that we can see the waterfall from here, can't we? Forget where here, waterfall. There's the waterfall. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, here's the map. Quite an interesting place to live and work. I have never really used this. I'm not sure what all it stores here. I think it stores bales, though. Although this looks like it sucks up something that's like hay or something that's not in bales. So I don't know, but it looks like it goes up to the top. So, which is typically bales, but you wouldn't put bales through something like this. So who knows? Anyway, so I thought I'd like to give you a tour of the place and let you see what I've done so far and where I'm at and what I've been farming. And well, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to see you in the next one.